Ask yourself this. 20 years from now, the person you end up with, is it going to matter more what they look like or who they are as a person? And be real about that. Literally, let that question sink in and think about it. And if you care more for looks, then fine, you care more for looks. But if you care more for personality, then fine, you care more for personality. But be truthful with yourself in answering that question. I don't date. Pretty much ever. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't like how I'm treated. And before I go any further, I'm not discriminating against men. Like, women, they're not innocent at all. Like, there are women out there that obviously don't know how to treat a man the right way. But I just don't date because I don't like how I'm treated. I also don't believe in cheating. I don't think that there's ever a reason to cheat on anybody at all. It's hurtful and it's pointless. If you don't like who you're with, then make that known and then move on. Don't cheat on the person. It's wrong, it's cruel, and it's probably the most hurtful thing on the planet a person can do to somebody. Besides lie. That I can't stand as well. I am a really truthful person, and if I have something to say to you, trust me, I'll just say it. I'm not going to hold back. I'm completely 100% honest with the way that I feel towards everybody. So, again, those are reasons why I don't date, because apparently cheating is like a trend in 2015. God knows what the new trends are going to be in 2016. I personally just don't understand what goes through people's minds anymore. I asked you, what would matter more to you when whoever you end up with, what matters more? Whether it's their looks or their personality. And I ask you this because we live in a world, apparently, where looks are way more important than who we are as people. And you can argue with me until I'm blue in the face and until you're blue in the face, but I know I'm right. Because it goes to show, not just between people and relationships, but also in the public. Apparently, there's like an image for women, and maybe men too, I'm not really sure. But for women, they have to look a specific way in order for them to be beautiful. Is it so hard to get to know somebody? To really get to know them? Why does somebody have to have the perfect body in order for a man to want to get to know the female? Like, what difference does that make? What I look like now is not going to change who I am 20 years from now. I'm still going to be the same person, and I'm still going to have the same values and the same heart. So, why do my looks matter? Because I can tell you that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. And let me tell you something. Sexy just isn't a size 0. Sexy is a size 14, a size 18, a size 24. Everybody is beautiful, sexy, gorgeous, whatever in their own way. And it definitely should not matter what the female looks like for the man to want to get to know her. Same goes for women. Women should not be so up on this, he's got to have abs or muscles or be tan or Italian or whatever, just in order for me to want to get to know him. Because that shouldn't matter. Your abs are not going to be there when you're 80 years old. Let me tell you that. I mean, I don't think that people understand that this world is so hard to find somebody to be with and to love because of the standards men and women hold. And these may be good standards to you, but they're hurtful. And it makes relationships a lot harder to find based on what you want. I also can't even stress enough how I, as a woman, immediately get offended when a man automatically assumes that I'm just an object or a piece of ass and I just want to sleep with him. Because no, that's not who I am, and that's not who I've ever been. Do I have 3 kids? Yes. Yes, I do. But that does not make me easy. Because I'm not. It takes way more than you telling me that I'm beautiful for me to want to go sleep with you. I can't stand what this world has come to when it comes to dating and relationships. Why is it so hard to get to know somebody? Why do you immediately have to sleep with them? What is the point in that? That may be what some people go for, but that's not what everybody goes for. And to assume that that's what I want because I'm beautiful and have a nice body and I have nice curves, no. That's not what I want. And that offends me that men, and like I said, women do this too, just assume that that's what I want. Because it's not. I'm not an object. I'm a human being. And I have feelings. I cannot even stress to you how much that irritates me. Why is it so hard to find somebody that actually cares more about who somebody is as a person than what they look like? Because let me tell you something. I don't care if you're 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever. You can be black, white, purple, green, whatever. I don't care what color you are, what race you are. It's not about that. It's about who you are as a person and how you treat people when it comes to me. Because a good heart is better than a 6-pack. Let me tell you that much. That's how I was raised, and that's what I believe. All I've ever wanted was a man that could prove to me that I'm not just a piece of ass. Because to me, that's what this world has come down to. I want to feel like I'm important, like I matter. I want to be respected. The way that people treat me, not just men, really brings it down to how I look at myself. It's really hard for me to find my self-worth because sometimes I don't feel like I'm worth anything based on the way that I'm treated. And that's sad that that's the way that it is. But if somebody is not treating you the way that you should be treated, obviously you're going to be like, wow, I obviously am not important and I don't feel important. I just don't understand why looks are a big deal. It's crazy. I just don't get it. There's been incidents to where I've spoken to, men, and of course I'm the most beautiful thing that they've ever seen in a photo, but they meet me and no, their opinion has changed. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not a 12-year-old. I'm a woman. I have a woman's body. Obviously, I'm not going to be a size 0, because if I was a size 0, I would probably look as though I'm anorexic and I don't eat. I myself don't need you to tell me that I'm beautiful for me to know it, because I do. So don't think by you telling me that I'm beautiful and by telling me that I'm like the most beautiful person you've ever seen and that my looks are amazing that I'm just going to crawl into bed with you, because that's not how it works and that's not going to happen. Because I have self-worth and values that are not going to change for anybody. I don't even care to date. I don't even want to date because I cannot even stress enough, as I've already done, how hurtful it is to be looked at like I'm just a piece of ass. That is absolutely ridiculous. If people actually gave people a chance to show them who they are and what gifts they can give somebody, this world would be completely different. Because let me tell you something, I would rather want to get to know a person than immediately jump into bed with them, because what does that do? That does absolutely nothing. I don't go out of my way ever to talk to a man, because I don't need attention from a man. If a man's going to give me attention, I would prefer for him to just do it on his own, because to me it means more. And I feel like it shows more in return. I'm not thirsty for anybody's attention. I don't do inappropriate pictures. So if I don't know you and you come at me with an inappropriate picture, that's gross. I'm not about your private area. Seriously. That's not what I'm about. And I absolutely cannot stand that. I don't care what it looks like, how big it is, how small it is. That's great. You have that. You were born with that. You're supposed to have that. Stop showing it off. I want somebody to come into my life and treat me the way that I deserve to be treated. I'm not just a piece of ass. I'm a human being. And I have feelings. And if you cannot treat me the right way, then I guess you don't deserve me. I'm not just a piece of ass. I'm a woman. And I deserve respect just like you do. So if this is what dating and relationships have come down to, I personally just don't want any part of it. Because I don't want to just sleep with somebody. I want somebody to get to know me that actually wants to get to know me. I'm not just a piece of ass, and I don't really think anybody understands how disrespectful and hurtful that is. So like I said, 20 years from now, the person you end up with, is it going to matter what they look like or who they are as a person? Think about that.